joined by Tony Zingale. He is the CEO of Jive Software. Tony, so great to have you here. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us. So I actually have to start out by asking a little bit about the big news of the day, which has to do with Salesforce acquiring Radian6. That's essentially adding to the social offerings, the platforms that it has. Does this make it that much more necessary for Jive Software to file for a public offering this year?
I don't believe so. I think it further validates the space. I like to think it's follow the leader. We acquired a company over a year ago to integrate in social media monitoring into the Jive platform. So, Salesforce has been following Jive for some time. We're the market leader in terms of the number of customers we have and the number of deployments. It's a hot space, no question about it. Social media monitoring is a small part of the space. I think it's going to be very challenging for them to integrate in the technology in a short period of time and see the kind of return that investment required them to make. But further validation of the space, it's a piece of the puzzle. It's a small piece. Not every salesperson does social media monitoring. It's mainly confined to marketeers, maybe service people. But it's a piece that we've had for over a year, well integrated into our platform today.
But Tony, when we were talking yesterday, one of the things you mentioned was it's really important at some point to be public, to have access to capital, to be able to compete with the companies like Salesforce, like Oracle. So isn't it when they make these types of acquisitions that really put them more on the playing field with you guys as far as offerings? Doesn't that mean that really you need to be able to beef it up quicker?
Well, there's no doubt there are tremendous benefits towards being a public company. You mentioned the access to capital, the attraction of talent to our company. Certainly puts us on the stage with the public companies we compete with. And it's not just Salesforce. We compete with Microsoft and IBM and a whole host of other companies that see the same market opportunity Jive has seen for some time. So there's no doubt there are awesome benefits to being a public company. And certainly if that is in our plans and we continue to execute our operating plan, that would be a wonderful outcome for our company. But it's not the only goal we have. And certainly the market being as competitive as it is, it gives us the same kind of foothold and the same kind of opportunity to do things like this morning, where we can tell our story straight away and distinguish our offering versus the ones that are late to market.
Now, Tony, the big news for you guys today, adding 4 new board members, some really big names, including Sundar Pichai, obviously big name at Google executive, Jonathan Hilliger of Facebook. You're also adding the president of McAfee, Dave DeWalt, and the former chairman. Why now? Why did you choose to add to your board right now?
Jive's at an inflection point. This market is a tremendous opportunity to deliver a new way to business, to the way people work. We're all having a great time in our personal lives, using Facebook and Twitter and booking online reservations and doing it all. And then we come to work. And the experience at work is nothing short of abysmal compared to what it is in our personal lives. Why now? Jive's at the inflection point. We're the leader in this market. Bringing on this kind of talent at this time across all these areas will further take us to the next level of growth as a company. Our goal is to be the next great enterprise software company. That's what we're after here. And adding this kind of talent, fundamental.
And to explain it to our audience a little bit, you guys want to be, to say, the Facebook of the enterprise world. So it's a social platform for businesses.
Yeah, in a sense, the business of all the companies that use Jive is the social network. It's all about the social capital of the people inside those companies, building communities, having discussions, collaborating inside the enterprise, outside the enterprise, doing social media monitoring, as we were discussing earlier, is a piece of that. That's our goal, to be the premier company in this space, delivering that new way to business. And these board members, their skills, will in fact challenge our thinking, stretch our strategy, and help us deliver more successfully on the technology hurdles that are so required to being the next great enterprise software company.
Now, being the next great enterprise software company certainly requires to make a little bit of money. You guys had a huge growth in 2009, 85% up year on year, growth in 2010. Do you have a $100 million revenue run rate right now?
I really can't say. While I'd love to comment about our financial results and our plans for the initial public offering at some point in our future.
One of the things, though, you said was that to go public, you wanted to be able to have that $100 million run rate. Do you at least see that happening this year?
Again, I can't say, but certainly for all the buzz around our public offering, it goes back to the market and the growth trajectory and the use of our products in our customer base. Certainly the banking community would tell you very clearly what the requirements are to clear the hurdle to file for a public offering. Those aren't our words. Those are the measurements delivered by the banking industry, the companies that are taking these firms public, like LinkedIn and others who have filed their public offering. So the metrics are known, right? And we're on on a path, if we continue to execute our plan, to evaluate that opportunity.
Do you feel that it's important to be the first to market? Because you obviously aren't the only enterprise company, software company in this space trying to create a social. Do you feel that it's important to be the first to market?
I really do. Unlike in the consumer social markets where, there's a tremendous amount of energy and debate around being a public company, whether it's Facebook or Groupon or Zynga, those companies, and the secondary stock market issues associated with them. It's clear on our side, as I mentioned earlier, the benefits for us of being public, given the client base we're trying to sell to and deliver our offering to. Chief information officers who have $10 billion annual spends. These types of individuals and organizations are substantial. And being a legitimate public company and being the first one there as an independent standalone, not the bolt-on guys like Salesforce and Microsoft and IBM, certainly massive companies, but this is all we do. All we do is deliver the industry's leading social business platform. That's all we do, and that's all we're interested in doing.
Tony Zingale, the CEO of Jive Software, clearly heading towards that IPO, right? Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.